Greetings, YouTube. Happy Saturday. You might recall yesterday we looked at Colossus in the newest Champion Spotlight. And, I'm fairly optimistic. I always say don't use an Awakening Gem, a class-based, or certainly a generic until the Champion has come out. We've been able to test them on our own. Don't jump the gun and end up regretting it, because those things are still crazy valuable and crazy rare, and you don't want to have Awakening Gem remorse by jumping into Awakening a Champion just because they're sitting on your roster. So that is a pro tip for everybody today. But, as excited as I was for Colossus, and, still am, I guess, I'm skeptical and disappointed in Old Man Logan. And I've been talking with a good friend of mine, a mod, a big supporter of my channel from Australia, Mr. Math King, who was so hyped last night on the live stream. I asked him, who were you more excited about, Old Man Logan or Colossus? And the answer was clearly Old Man Logan. He thought from the beta test that he was going to be beast. And he already liked Old Man Logan actually as his current setup. I mean, he was going to take, of course, an improvement to the champion, but he still ranked him up in his current form. And mainly it was because of that guaranteed regen that kept him from having to use potions or revives or ultimately units if he played well. And that makes sense to me. And so he was excited about Old Man Logan. Now we're going to talk about what Kabam tells us we should be hyped up about, and then he's going to remind us of the changes from the beta to the live version, which actually make this champion much worse than we thought he would be. All right, so we're going to skip the bio because that ain't anything. Okay, 4-star stats, whatever. 100% chance every 20 seconds, Old Man Logan regains regeneration buff, which heals 1,307 health over 20 seconds. While this regeneration buff is active, incoming bleed effects gain 50% duration, but suffer 95% potency, giving Logan more time to deal with them. Excuse me, apparently I'm getting choked up talking about Old Ball's new and used prostate, because it looks more used than new. You can't teach an old stubborn dog new tricks. Logan's ability accuracy cannot be decreased or increased. While not fighting tech champions, Logan gains plus 500 base critical resistance, and his special attack 3 ignores armor rating. Landing attacks, blocking attacks, and being struck. Logan has a 75% chance, and I hate these chances, right? Just give us abilities. Don't give us an RNG coin flip dependent. Colossus has so many 50-50 chances in his work, and it's annoying to me. The only complaint I have on Star-Lord is that his special 2, you can't control what it does, right? It's all the RNG, the random number generator. The game determines it for you. And the best kind of champs don't depend on random number generators. You don't depend on a random number generator for Void, right? You don't depend on an RNG for Blade or Ghost or Corvus or Domino. That's just not the case. And so it's frustrating when you put this into a champion because you're still not really sure, or you can't count on something when you go into a fight that you should count on. So that is just my 2 cents right there. All right, heavy attacks. First hit with 100% chance to refresh the duration of Logan's 0 damage passive bleed effects. Second hit has a 100% chance to pause the duration of all active fury buffs for 2 seconds. So looks like sort of similar to Colossus, that the parry mastery is going to be as important as ever because you want to parry and launch that heavy attack. We have seen that mechanic encouraged in several champions, including Hyperion, and once you get used to parrying and heavy attack, it really does help. Certainly my boo, Miss Quake, benefits from that as well. Special attacks, Logan removes all regeneration buffs and bleed effects from himself, gaining 1 fury buff for each effect removed this way. These buffs last 12 seconds and grant plus 136 attack. Max stacks is 15. So, imagine like the rock stacks of Thing, right? Converted to 15 fury buffs. So it's a similar kind of effect with Old Balls. Special attacks are unblockable if Logan has 5 or more fury buffs. I suppose that's kind of cool. 100% chance on a special one to inflict an armor break debuff, removing 1 armor up buff and reducing armor rating by 666.7 for 10 seconds. Special attack 2, 80% chance per strike to inflict a bleed debuff. Why not just 100%? Why does it have to be 80? Why is there a 20% chance to not do this? Just why? I know for people who don't like when I get negative on this channel and just want me to praise Kabam no matter what, get off your knees and have some objectivity. 80% chance is not... This doesn't make any sense. Just give us a 100% chance. Whatever. Multiplying the bleed potency by the critical damage multiplier. Special attack 3, 100% chance to inflict a deep bleed debuff, which counts as a bleed effect, lasting 35 seconds and dealing 1,570 direct damage. If Logan has 5 or more fury buffs, inflict an additional deep bleed. While deep bleed is active, Logan's attacks gain 666.7 critical rating and ignore physical resistance. Maybe I should now call this guy Satan himself, since his attacks gain 666. Signature ability, Old Scars. Passive, whenever Logan gains one of his 0 damage passive bleeds, it has a 65% chance. His signature ability has a 65% chance. Whatever, I'm done. Ugh. All right, synergy bonuses. You got some MODOK and X23. And X23, energy or enemy bleed debuff suffer 25% potency. Okay, cool. Mysterio, when regenerating from the use of reflection gas, Mysterio heals an additional flat 10% health. Hawkeye, armor rating. Wolverine, critical rating. Hulk, attack rating. Recommended Masteries recovery, well, of course. Double Edge, which is consistent with both Colossus and the Old Man Logan rework. Deep Wounds, also pretty obvious, and Precision. Strength's consistent regeneration, which was the strength before the rework. And large bleed damage, weaknesses, bleed dependent. Okay, so I promised you that Math King would give his 2 cents on this video, and we have reached that time. So he said that Kabam promised to make Old Man Logan even better, then his final release was worse. The key points that he took away from this. A passive bleed duration decreased from 14 seconds to 5 seconds from what we originally saw it as. An increased chance doesn't mean squat if you can't keep those passive bleed durations up. Regeneration refreshes every 20 seconds instead of 10, meaning, yeah, you can't get any good damage when he needs that bleed damage mitigation or regeneration. And so he'd personally argue that Old Man Logan's rework is going to make him not much better. In fact, if you consider some things, it might even make him worse than he currently is. And that is terrible for somebody who really was excited to maybe even take this guy to rank 565. So, do you think we're being too negative, or do you agree? Comment below, let me know. Happy Saturday, YouTube. We got daily cards finally. We got a private video we all got punked about. And now we get to talk about Old Man Logan. I would not, for sure, use an Awakening Gem on anyone until you see these champs next week come to the contest with the beta test changes made. Even if, like Old Man Logan, the beta test was still much better than the actual final version. Have a good one, YouTube. Thanks for watching.